Hello, this is Annie. Happy Valentine. It was actually just a coincidence that I happened to build this very romantic park this close to Valentine's Day, but hey, it was pretty good timing, right, to publish a video like this now, so here we go. The idea for this park came from watching A Midsummer Night's Dream and reading some parts of it as well. Specifically, the part where we get to visit Titania's part of the forest, and specifically also this part that I'm building at the moment now with the treehouse came from the description of Titania's cradle, because there's a part in that play where she just sort of goes away, goes to sleep in her cradle. And at first, I had sort of imagined this as a house up in the tree where I could place down a double bed for my Sims when they come and visit and go on some dalliances that they don't want anyone else to see. But as I sat down to actually start building this, it didn't feel right to have an actual bed up here. So I sort of had to rethink how I wanted to do this and decided to put in one of those hammocks that come with Bon Voyage instead. So there's somewhere for them to rest and woohoo if they want up in the treehouse still, but it's not going to be an actual bed. And I also decided not to build the house part of this with actual walls. I just put in some columns and some curtains to frame things in a little bit, but it's completely open. And I felt like that was a little bit more romantic somehow, making it like that. But even though it's just a hammock here, I still wanted it to feel very cozy and like somewhere where you can rest together. Not precisely a bedroom, but with the same kind of vibe. So I placed down quite a lot of pillows around the place here, and I imagine that the Sims, when they come here, they can recline either on the hammock itself or on the floor on these pillows. And I also put in some romantic stuff here, like a teapot and some books as well. And yes, things that draws mind to something natural and fantastical at the same time. Because the idea with this park is that it's going to be very infused with fairy magic, I guess you could say. It's right opposite to the Summerdream home, and I kind of felt like I wanted it to have some fantastical part to it. Not sure exactly how to implement that, but it's something that's fun to play around with. So the idea that I got as I was building this is that this back part, like furthest away from the road, like the deeper you travel into the park, the further into fairyland you come. So if you've watched or read the play A Midsummer Night's Dream, you know that the characters are traveling into a deep forest, and they get more and more lost as the story progresses. And that's sort of the idea for this as well. And that's why I, in part, wanted to sort of split the map up into two pieces. So I'm going to be adding in a lake in the middle of this park to sort of make this front part where you see the fence that I'm putting down right now, closest to the road. This is still sort of the normal human land, you could say. And then on the other side of this lake, you have traveled into fairyland. And all of this is going to be covered in a maze as well. So it's really gonna, be somewhere where this idea is that you can get lost on the way, but you can of course find love as well. So it's definitely supposed to be a fantastical and romantic park. And here I'm making the bridge over to the other side, and I'm utilizing the constrained floor elevation sheet to make this arched bridge. And I did it quite quickly here, but if you want to know how to do that, I actually have a tutorial where I included this technique as well, so you can check that out. I can leave a link in the description to that video as well, in case you need it. So here we have that bridge where you travel onto the other side of the lake to get to Fairyland. And that's how you also access the treehouse. So here I'm starting out with the maze part of this. And I ended up going with actually custom content that is a little bit higher than the normal maze is that you get in the base game. Unfortunately, after I had built this and I traveled to neighborhood view, I saw that there's apparently no neighborhood mesh, or what I should say, that makes the maze visible in neighborhood view. So whenever I'm in neighborhood view, or when I just have like this lot as a neighbor, as a lot imposter next to another household that I'm playing, I'm not going to be able to see the maze, unfortunately, which makes this park look a bit strange and empty when I'm not actually visiting this lot. So that's something to perhaps keep in mind before you do this, if you want to do something similar, that if you do use these types of custom content mazes, it might be the case that they're not visible in neighborhood view. So I just sort of put down some random patterns here, but I've left some spaces open in the maze as well, so that you can look out at the lake and get some glimpses to what's on the other side, let's say. I felt like that made it look a little bit more dynamic and less claustrophobic, I guess. And I didn't want the entire thing to be completely screened off with maze either. For example, this part here on the side of the lake, I actually left completely open. And well, I guess my Sims can do whatever they want with it, but I'm assuming that's mostly going to be used for fishing, if anyone wants to come here and fish. I actually have already gone here with some of my Sims on a first visit, and indeed, there were some Sims standing fishing here on the side of the lake, so they did end up utilizing it for what I intended. And then on the other side of the lake, you also have this maze, of course, and I wanted it to be a bit difficult to actually navigate to the tree house. I wanted it to not be perhaps the most obvious path to take to get to the tree house. I have a more open area on the left side of the lot where I wanted the Sims to navigate to most frequently, and then this piece that I'm working on now would be left open for my the dates, I guess you could say, whenever I have anyone who really shouldn't be seeing each other visiting this lot. And I knew also that I wanted to place down this sort of heart-shaped hedge piece somewhere, and that turned out to be sort of the perfect spot for it. I played around a little bit here with the flowers because I wasn't sure how I wanted to cover up this pool tile, but in the end I just went with a huge rock. the sort of the normal go-to method that I use. And besides the hedge that I'm actually placing down inside of the lot, there's also a hedge right next to the neighbor's house. So that's actually a neighborhood decoration that I have, so it's not the same type of hedge, but it's also good to screen off this lot and make it a little bit more private and mysterious that way, so that the neighbor can't just look in through the hedge right into what's going on here. And it's a little bit more open actually to the Butler family that's living to the left side of this lot. They can see at least the lake part of this. So maybe that makes them a little bit more perceptive to the fairy magic that's going on, and maybe yeah, they are a little bit more affected by it somehow. That's something that I can play around with. And then this piece of land I actually wanted to leave open because I like the idea of having an open area out into the forest part of this, because it's quite a dense forest here, actually, with the neighborhood trees. And I also wanted to place down something here that made the other visitors of the lot gravitate to some other place than the tree house, that would actually still make this lot be used by my Sims, but then also give the people who are on dates some privacy as well. So I ended up placing down this sort of hot spring in that area. And when I play tested this, it worked really, really well. All of the Sims that just came as visitors to this lot actually went straight to that hot spring and sat there soaking. So it worked really well. And I can also sort of imagine that it's not just hot water and steam in there. It's like once you sit down in that hot spring, you are susceptible to the fairy magic. Something pretty unexpected could happen here. So far, I've not used all that much of the fairy magic aspects in this neighborhood. I've been working a little bit with the changeling idea that I had. I'm gonna be excited to show you what I've done when I'm ready. But I've also noticed that especially Oberon is sort of showing up, like just being in the background of a lot of the pictures that I'm taking when something a bit naughty is going on. He's just always there in the background, making a face or something, or looking at the Sims that I'm taking a picture of. So it's quite interesting, actually. And yeah, I think that especially Oberon really wants to have fun and play with the Sims that way. So this is the finished park. I actually didn't place down anywhere for them to eat or use the bathroom or anything like that. I just felt like that wasn't really necessary for this particular lot. So I guess the Sims won't be staying here for very long whenever they do visit. They're just gonna basically sit in the hot spring if they're just visitors, or I'm gonna maintain their needs, of course, if they're on a date. So I'm really pleased with the result here, and it's going to be great actually to have this park to use for example, dates for Romeo and Juliet. Is going to be great to have this with some privacy for them away from their families. So I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for watching the video. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.